This is a Minute in Agriculture brought to you by the Wyoming Farm Bureau Federation. Today we're visiting with Weston County rancher Gene Harshbarger.
We run on about 29,000 acres here on the Cheyenne River. We are a cow-calf operation running somewhere around 500 head of cattle. This ranch was started in the 1880s by a gentleman out of Cheyenne, but my grandfather bought it in 1924. My family came up here. My father and mother and myself came up here when I was so small I don't remember when it was. I took time off to go to school in Laramie, went to high school in Laramie and then to college. My father died in 1964, and we came back to operate the ranch to help my mother out at that time. I think we got the 5th generation here on the ranch at this time. She's just a little kid, but in a couple of years she'll be able to run it because she's 7 now, and so I'm sure by the time she's 9 she'll be able to take care of most of the stuff.
This has been a Minute in Agriculture brought to you by the Wyoming Farm Bureau Federation. This is a Minute in Agriculture brought to you by the Wyoming Farm Bureau Federation. Today we're visiting with Weston County rancher Gene Harshbarger. And Gene, what are some of the biggest challenges facing your ranch right now?
The biggest issue year-round is water, of course. Winter, summer, we have a water, well, I wouldn't say problems, but we have water issues. One of our biggest issues is the Forest Service and the prairie dogs. The prairie dogs have just run rampant, and we aren't allowed to do any controls on the federal lands, which are the national grasslands. We have quite a little bit of the national grasslands here. We can work with them on our lands, but it doesn't really help a lot when they're right next to a whole bunch that are not being managed. That is our biggest issue at this point in time. It seems like it's something we work with all the time. My husband's president of the Association of National Grasslands right now, and every place you go, they're having issues with the Forest Service on something. He was in the Air Force for 20 years, and he says it is discouraging to him to be fighting the federal government that he served for that long.
This has been a Minute in Agriculture brought to you by the Wyoming Farm Bureau Federation.